So Jimmy Kimmel is being suspended indefinitely because of the comments that he made. Now TikTok is blowing up and people are reacting to the situation. So I have seen some videos and of course I've read some comments. Some people are saying that Jimmy said nothing wrong. On the other hand, some people are saying that he deserved what he got. Stay with me. Let's see these reaction videos I have put together. Like I said, TikTok is blowing up. And this is not sitting well with a lot of people because they said that they thought that free speech is a thing. Stay with me. Let's check these videos out.
Very same people who have been crying out that comedy's dead, no one can take a joke anymore, everyone's too sensitive, no one should be canceled for jokes, are quite literally pressuring network executives now to cancel late night shows because they can't take a joke. Like the Stephen Colbert cancellation, that was like dipping the toe in fascism, but Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled as of a couple hours ago, and for what? For what? Because he highlighted Trump's hypocrisy about wanting people to mourn Charlie Kirk's death a certain way. Meanwhile, when Trump was asked about Charlie Kirk's death, he started talking about that fucking ballroom. Like, if you can't even criticize anything about your current government or administration, what do you call that? That is straight up fascism at this point. Like, y'all are so cooked. Like, the way that every big media conglomerate, billionaire, whoever, has bent the knee to that man and that administration, there is really no coming back from this at this point. Like, truly.
Way overdue, ABC and Disney. I guess a late thank you, but did you know that Jimmy Kimmel Live actually averaged 1.1 million viewers per episode as of August 2025, with a rating of, get this, 0.35%. The shows has seen fluctuations in audience with a notable decrease of 11% per month. I mean, doesn't this say enough? Why? Why wasn't he canceled before? Are they just using this as an excuse, or is it really a turning point for ABC and Disney where they have to bring back just a little common decency to its viewers? I'm just wondering. For me, anybody that sponsored Disney, ABC, or Jimmy Kimmel needs to be boycotted. At least I don't support them. Everything is money to the left and liberals. So stop buying products that sponsor hate, divisiveness, and encouraging young extremists. I said what I said. Bye bye, Jimmy. Have a great one.
Y'all see what happened to Jimmy Kimmel? It's interesting, though, how freedom of speech only becomes a national crisis when white people start losing their jobs behind what they say. Not when it was Black voices, not when it was teachers, not when it was protesters. But now it's news. Because that First Amendment is finally being felt the way that it's always worked. For some, not for all. The First Amendment was added to the Constitution in 1791, right? It was supposed to guarantee free speech, free press, religion, protest, and petition. But from the very beginning, it came with limits, just unspoken ones. Black voices weren't protected. Indigenous voices weren't heard. Women's voices weren't even counted. Abolitionists had their printing presses burnt down. Newspapers that spoke out were violently silenced. The Sedition Act of 1798 made it literally illegal to criticize the government. So while yes, the First Amendment existed, it was never truly available to everyone. So fast forward to this year, 2025, right? People are being investigated, fired, doxxed. Not just for what they've done, but for what they said. Airline workers, teachers, students, artists, professors, nurses. Some are being punished for speaking up about Gaza. Some for criticizing CK. Some for just reposting something that made the wrong people uncomfortable. Now the conversation about the First Amendment is back in the spotlight. Not because this kind of suppression is new, but because it's hitting people that it doesn't usually touch. And that discomfort, that's what a lot of us have been trying to explain for generations. But let's be honest, because we know the First Amendment only protects you from government censorship, not from people disagreeing with you. But when public institutions, universities, or elected officials start silencing people over viewpoints that they don't like, that crosses the line. Because when speech becomes a litmus test for opportunity, employment, or safety, it's not really freedom, is it? It's performance. And it only protects the people in power. So what we're seeing right now isn't a breakdown of the First Amendment. It's an unveiling. People who always assumed that it would protect them are now realizing that it was never unconditional. And folks who've always walked on eggshells, we're just watching the rest of the country finally catch up. Free speech was never about who's right. It's about who's allowed. And when that starts shifting, everybody should be paying attention.
So let me get this straight. Jimmy Kimmel is being suspended indefinitely for comments that he made, right? In other words, you could say that Jimmy Kimmel is being suspended indefinitely for exercising his First Amendment right of freedom of speech. He is being persecuted by the powers that be for just speaking and having a difference of opinion. But I've been told for many, many years, and especially very recently, that I shouldn't be upset with when someone displays a difference of opinion because they're just exercising their freedom of speech. So make it make sense. Which is it? Can you use your freedom of speech, or can you only use your freedom of speech if it suits a certain narrative? Can you express certain differences of opinion, but only if it supports a certain narrative? Make it make sense.
Jimmy Kimmel, they're trying to cancel Jimmy Kimmel. I'm sure you've heard the news by now, but I've been going through the internet looking for the clips to see what they're mad or upset about, and I can't find it. I can't find it. The one that they have on there, I don't see where that's even controversial. The guy's a comedian. This is the same party, the same group of people who complained about everything is too woke. Comedians can't say anything anymore. They're killing comedy. The folks who are complaining about killing comedy are killing comedy. The folks who are complaining about canceling people are canceling people. What does that tell you? That they don't believe in anything that they're saying, that they've said, that they have no core. All it is if it doesn't fit their particular ideology or belief, then they don't want to hear it. And that's the moment that we're in now. This is a very dangerous and scary moment for America. This should send a chill or a shiver up every American spine, regardless if they're a Democrat or a Republican. This is some scary shit. We don't want people ratting out people who are saying things that they don't agree with, or saying things that they deem to be negative about the sad and tragic death of Charlie Kirk. That's like, to me, it reminds me of back in the day when you had to like rat people out because you believe that they belong to a certain political party. I thought America was beyond that. I guess we're going back to that time now.
I grew up in a house with two working parents, and every day of my childhood, my mom would make us dinner, wind us down, put us in bed, and she would drink a glass of wine and watch Jimmy Kimmel. My room was like shirt or wall with the living room growing up, so I always heard her cackling, drinking the wine. I was like her adult time away from us. And as I got older, because Jimmy came on like at 11, I believe, she would let me stay up and watch it with her. My mom is a Jimmy Kimmel stand down. Like, I can't stress that enough. That lady loves Jimmy Kimmel. And she literally called, like, we have to do something. We have to do something. And I was like, Mom, I don't think we have to do anything. Let me tell you why. Of late night host, I think that Jimmy Kimmel is like the people's champ. Like, he's really relatable. Like, he's like the quirky guy. People love Jimmy and Guillermo, What we're seeing happening right now, especially knowing that ABC got threatened to like cut their funding if they didn't cut Jimmy, is like a clear dismantle of the First Amendment. I think what white people are forgetting is that there are other white people on the other side. And the other white people on the other side still gonna act like them at a certain level because all of them is still white, right? And when you start telling white people what they finna do, what they ain't finna do, what they finna say, what they can't say, now we're getting into civil unrest. And I also think When you start cutting into the things that make people feel joy, you really playing with fire. Think Stonewall, that happened the night of Judy Garland's funeral. Them people was in there trying to celebrate their queen, and y'all went in there fucking with them. Fucking with people when they feel like they joy is being taken away is a recipe for disaster. Fucking with white people when they feel like their joy is being taken away is a recipe for not only disaster, but civil unrest. And there is a bunch of white people right now, not just black people, not just brown people, not just LGBTQ folks, not just disabled folks. It's a bunch of cis hetero white folks who are actively watching their First Amendment rights be dismantled. They finna react how white people are. And that's the piece that made me say, Mama, I don't think we're gonna have to do anything. I think we just sit here and mind our black ass business.
We all need to collectively boycott ABC and Disney expeditiously. Cancel your Hulu, cancel your annual Christmas trip to Disney. Them kids don't need to see a Mickey Mouse Christmas that bad. Go to Universal. The dangerous precedent that the firing of Jimmy Kimmel sets is something that we only see in places like North Korea and other countries that are autocratic nations. And let's be very clear, Jimmy Kimmel was not fired because he said something disparaging about Charlie Kirk. He was fired, one, for questioning and criticizing the president's response to this entire tragedy, and two, placing the blame on conservatives and MAGA in the same way that they are trying to do the shooter's transgender lover. And for ABC and Disney to capitulate so quickly just tells me that we are quickly sliding into an era of state-led media. This is not a drill, y'all. This is not normal. It's a direct attack on all Americans' First Amendment rights. And the only way to effectively combat this is by withholding our dollar. If you are a person who likes to speak freely in internet spaces, in public settings, without fear of persecution, you might want to join us in this fight because it benefits your own self-interest, and that goes for everybody across the aisle. Nowhere in that monologue did he condone what happened to Charlie Kirk or advocate for violence. The issue is that he criticized our president. That is terrifying. I'm interested to hear how a lot of you guys feel about this topic, so please feel free to comment your thoughts down below. All of that in a bag of chips being said, as always, it is your girl, Day.
Get the boxing gloves out, because it's time for a fight. By now, we all know that Jimmy Kimmel was fired and his show was canceled. But here's the twist. Instead of walking away quietly, Jimmy Kimmel said, not too fast. He filed a lawsuit suing Disney and the parent company ABC for $1 billion. The claims are allegedly for contract disputes, creative control, and damages to his reputation. If this lawsuit goes forward, it could be one of the biggest celebrity versus corporation battles in Hollywood that courts have ever seen. So what it really comes down to, do we really have the freedom of speech? Or is everything that anyone say that anyone else disagrees with going to cause people to lose their jobs, get fired, and get canceled? So until this plays out, Disney, I guess you better start selling some vacation, booking some cruises, and getting some subscriptions, because $1 billion is a big payout. So do y'all think Jimmy Kimmel got a violent lawsuit? Drop y'all comments below, and like, share, comment, and repost.
Breaking news, a list of demands have been made for Jimmy Kimmel to go back on the air, and here are those demands. Number one is that he formally apologize for the comments he made in his opening monologue on Monday night that got the show pulled off the air in the first place. Now, these demands come from the company Sinclair, which is an affiliate of ABC and does have some control over whether or not Kimmel will go back on the air. Number two is that they want Kimmel to make a sizable donation to, I don't know who, the estate of Jimmy Kimmel or to something, but they want him to donate some money for the purpose of requiting what he said. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Leave me a comment with your thoughts if these are fair demands and or if the whole situation was fair in the first place to pull Kimmel off the air. Also follow my wife Samantha, who I've tagged. Check out our podcast Brutally Honest with Sam and Jacob, and book me on Cameo if you want a personalized message. Number one, I want to know, do you think he's actually going to give in to these demands?
Yeah, I am too. No longer going to be using any Disney, whatever, Disney shows, movies, Hulu, ABC, ESPN, whatever is under any of that umbrella crap. I'm not messing with it. Like it's not about defending Jimmy Kimmel, bro. It's about defending free speech and the fact that us as American citizens are not allowed to call out snotty behavior or snotzies, whether alive or dead, is insane to me. No matter how they try to spin it, no matter how MAGA tries to spin it, no matter how Trump supporters try to spin it, you are trying to police people on how to critique snotzies or anyone who displays snotzy behavior. Full stop, no. If people are losing their jobs or people are getting their shows canceled, boycott anybody who's doing it. I am the biggest Marvel fanboy you can possibly imagine, and I will not be going to see Doomsday. I will not be seeing the new Avengers movie. I will not be seeing the new show Wonder Man. I'm not going to watch any of it. And I'm dead serious when I say I won't watch the new Avengers movie. I'm dead ass serious. Plus, this phase 5, phase 6, whatever phase of Marvel we in anyway, is garbage cheeks anyway.
He wasn't canceled for saying anything about Charlie Kirk. Go look at what he said. He didn't even make fun of Charlie Kirk. He was making fun of Trump. He was canceled for joking about Trump. And Trump didn't like that. And now his show is canceled. But do you know what the funny thing about this is? Now, Trump jokes are going to hit so much harder, dude. They're going to hit so much harder. You know why? Because there's all this tension there. Now it's taboo. Now it's taboo. What do comics do? They fucking talk about taboo shit. Now that there's stakes involved, now that someone telling a joke about Trump is risky, that shit's going to fucking slap, dude. Woo! Like if you see someone on TV from now on and they're making a Trump joke, that person is risking a lot.
I haven't canceled Disney Plus yet, but I'm going to later this week. My kids were promised being able to watch Elio this weekend, and I'm not going to deprive them of that, but we will be canceling right after. But imagine telling 8-year-old twins that they can no longer have access to Disney Plus because we are putting our foot down and voting with our wallet because Disney, who is the parent company of ABC, silenced one of their late night show hosts. That ABC allowed the First Amendment rights of the people on their network to be squashed by the government. And surprisingly, they took it really well. And they've surprisingly taken it really well. They understand, but with that said, they definitely reiterated that we have to watch Elio first, and I agree. And then after that, we're done. I feel like we've all been cobbling together all of what we used to watch on TV through different streaming apps, which is why, most people have the Disney bundle and stuff like that. And we're getting to the point now where we're so busy that we're not even fragmented. We're kind of opting out. So we're going to keep Netflix. I think I, might keep Apple TV. I've got a few things I'm watching. And then I think we're just slowly going to opt out more and more.
Beside me are some of the screenshots of comments I grabbed so you guys can see other people's opinion. You can please pause to read if you want to. Now note that this video is for educational purposes only. It is not to bully anyone nor harass anyone, but it's just to create awareness so we all can see and know what is happening around us. So from the comments on the screen, you can literally tell that a lot of people are not happy with what Jimmy said. But then again, some people said that his speech was mild. Like they didn't see anything wrong with what he said. And being a comedian, he can literally make jokes, with anything, with anyone. And they also mentioned the freedom of speech, which, people were preaching or talking about when Charlie Kirk was unalived. So let's take a look at this comment right here. This person says he exercised his freedom of speech, but unfortunately, sometimes there's consequences. Just like if you have a child and he tells you to clean their damn room, he ain't doing it. I bet you there's going to be some consequences, but he has the feeling of speech to say it. And the creator replied and says, so now, folks, all of a sudden want to understand actions have consequences. Anyways, you guys, you can please pause to read this comment. I thought to react to this, of course, especially to those of you that are not on TikTok, so you guys can get other people's opinion regarding Jimmy's situation. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. I mean, I was reading the comments and I saw a lot of people coming for Jimmy, But anyways, yeah, I thought to bring this here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Y'all have a beautiful day. Bye.